There are some films that make you question, did cinema really exist before this? And the answer in this case is, well, an entire genre that led to The Office didn't. Which really makes you think you could probably blame this film directly for the entire origin of Brainrot.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
This is Spinal Tap.
Rob Reiner created one of the most legendary runs of cinema ever, from the 11-year period between 1984 and 1995. In that time, he created this, which created the mockumentary genre. It changed comedy, it changed rock music forever. He created When Harry Met Sally, which changed romance movies forever. It's one of the best ones ever. He created The Princess Bride, which is the greatest film of all time, if you ask any genius. He created The American President in 1995, which led directly to the creation of The West Wing, the best TV show ever, if you ask a genius. He created Misery, he created Stand By Me, all in this 11-year period, and more. Insane. This man is directly responsible for most of my favorite things on the planet. He might be my god. This is Spinal Tap stars Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, Harry Shearer, and Rob Reiner as the core members of a rock and roll group in the documentarian, capturing a part of their lives as they tour America and try to release a new album. You know, from Big Bottom, a song that I could just listen to all day, every day, forever, to Turn It Up to 11, to Shit Sandwich, to the descriptions of how they lost their drummers. Oh my god, this is one of the funniest films ever. The horrible gardening accident, dying by choking on vomit, but it was somebody else's vomit. Exploding on stage. Just the line, spontaneous combustion, is a lot more common, and you think, oh my god. There probably isn't a film today that has changed pop culture in more ways that many people today wouldn't even have a clue about, that this did that. You know, they really did invent, or at least popularize, the terms documentary, rockumentary. They played their own instruments, the three actors, and they sang, and they did all of this. And it's such a renegade film to try and put together, and yet it came out like this. Like, it's unfathomable. And it was Rob Reiner's first film ever. What are you talking about? That's nuts. I can't believe it. It honestly, more than any other film I've ever seen in my life, it fits the term cult classic like a glove, because it really would take 8 or 9 viewings to get everything about this. I haven't had that many. I feel like after that many viewings, there's no way you couldn't give this like a full 5 stars because of just the sheer scale of how much they have layered jokes and gags and bits on top of each other, like fine layers of steel on a sword that's been forged in the heart of a dying star. I just think it's such a funny concept that these guys all have incredible musical talent, are all very gifted actors, and chose to take all of those skills and use it for pure chaos and evil. That's why this is so legendary. And Rob Reiner, like, he is the ultimate in taking something that just feels like this messy, chaotic, like bordering on like gremlin energy, and make it into a masterpiece. Mel Brooks is also on that level. Those two guys, just this kind of like insane thing that should be funny or decent, but not a masterpiece, and turn it into one somehow. It doesn't make any sense, but that's just what he does. And honestly, I feel like so many people today have been forged with that in their hearts from when they grew up, from when they first saw one of these films, one of those types of things, into having that being their not entire personality, but entire sense of humor, at least. Known as one of Britain's loudest rock bands is a term that immediately sets the tone. Dozens of people spontaneously combusting each year is so funny to me. None more black is one of the greatest sentences ever. There is just so freaking much about this film that is just so incredible. The 3 main actors and Rob Reiner wrote this together, and I just imagine that being one of the greatest comedic writing rooms outside of Monty Python's writing room. Like, it is just nuts on a scale that deserved, well, I was going to say even more love than it's gotten, but people do love this film. They do, so it has gotten what it deserves in the long run. But my goodness, it is just nuts to think that you could just... This is one of the films that I feel like this is a reason there are film studies degrees out there. Because as much as you can just watch this and enjoy it in a single viewing, you could also spend like a full year dissecting this, everything about it. There's just so much going on. All of the tiny little bits of things they have on stage, the herpes scene. Oh, it's just so good in so many ways, so many different moments that you just have to absolutely love, even if half of it is still going over your head. And I feel like a lot of it is still going over my head. Like, I haven't caught everything there even remotely, and I've seen it a couple times now. So, it's genius incarnate, madness, and I'm giving You're a Naughty One, Saucy Jack, 4.5 stars. Seriously though, they joked about it, but a Jack the Ripper rock musical? Has anyone actually taken up that idea and done it yet? They have to. Somebody should at some point. It's gonna happen. Let's get on it. Let's write it together. Start writing it in the comments. Come on.